There we go. Dun, dun. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ali says I have to have a call, but then I will be there. Hi! We're back! And guess who I got? Wait, I gotta figure out how to unlock the rotation. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Is it, if I turn it like this, orientation is locked. Am I sideways if I do this? Or does it turn? Are we're sideways, aren't we?
I think we're sideways.
Okay.
I don't know how to adjust any of that. But... Oh no.
Technical difficulties. Feral noises. There we go. Hey, y'all, hey. We've got a spoonful of angel.
I am not Basil tonight.
No, she's not Basil tonight. This is Giant Spoonful of Basil. Those of you who have been familiar with gatherings, this is the Giant Spoon Night.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, you could call it a night. I don't know that I've got the storyline for getting knighted quite figured out. So right now, just kind of warrior by consequence.
The accidental warrior.
Yes. You need to be on the camera too.
I'm trying. Hold on, let me scoot closer.
Scoot closer. So here, let's get the blanket out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some things because I don't like looking at myself on a camera. So some of you have seen my trinkets that I give out besides the spoons. If you join the Spoon Army, that's a different thing. My trinkets are little bright colored things that I make. And she got her set of silverware.
Everybody gotta get a spoon from Basil.
But I make trinkets for handing out to stuff, and we're gonna make some trinkets, and I'm gonna show you how we do that while we're doing it. So you pick out which design. I've got all these designs. You can pick out what thing or things you want to make.
Let's do a rose.
You want to do a rose? Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm gonna pick out. I'm gonna do a bunch of dinos because I have done a bunch of teddy bears, a bunch of gummy bears before. So I'm gonna do some dinos, and as always, my Hobbit's feet.
Hobbit's feet.
That over there.
Yeah.
And wait, where'd your rose go?
Oh no.
Was it? It wasn't that one. It was the.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. But yeah, Basil's kind of Basil's a monk who, you know, according to D&D lore, the monks kind of earn some. Some people call it keys. Some people call it chi. Depends on how much actual Asian discipline you have in your stuff. And basically that's kind of like magic. Usually it's done with gardening tools or painting tools and things like that. But because Basil got thrown in the kitchen, it's cooking tools. And so having to go out on adventures when you don't know what the world is like and you're everything on you becomes a weapon when you've learned the martial arts. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the John Wick of kitchen utensils.
You did not just compare Basil to John Wick.
I mean, old lore, you know, maybe retirement lore.
Oh my God, I'm dying. Yeah, that...
That is the first time I've ever said that.
The Basil is the John Wick.
The John Wick of kitchen utensils, yes.
See, I haven't seen the movies, but I get that reference because my friend makes the same joke about things. So I know it's incredibly violent.
Yes, actually, I am so utterly impressed by the fact that he does like 90% of his own stunt work.
Wow.
The things that he kind of is refusing to do now are like the big falls and things because there's no point in it, but the fight work, he's doing all that. He was doing all the shooting, training, and things before they even made the movie. So I am thoroughly impressed. I mean, I might be one of the oldest gathering folks at having started level 48. No, wait. Yes, I've started level 48. And I can't imagine being in my almost 60s doing what he's doing. That would be nuts. Can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start with 3 colors. So pick
Okay.
which 3 colors you would like.
Ooh, let's do this one.
The gold,
This one.
the light, the sky blue.
And how about a dark one? How about a purple?
Okay, so we'll do the dark purple. And then so we got to cut this open.
Okay.
Or cut this off. So we're going to do this. Now, you can either roll them into balls, roll them into rods, or you can roll them flat.
Okay.
But go ahead and you're going to want to make all 3 of those lumps the same.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Basil's just kind of happens to have to learn how to defend themselves well on the road in all the adventures. Lots of just circumstantial, right place, wrong time, wrong place, right time. How do you want to call it?
Yeah.
And all the adventures ensue from there. So, I'm being really secretive on purpose. For those of you who don't know, I am still working on intellectual property rights, keeping that very, very under wraps until everything is actually published. Yes, I said published. So I do have some stories in the works. I've got 3 storylines so far. And the stories are actually more about or they're not more about, they are for the adults that read them to the children as much as they are for the children that they read them to.
Ah.
So, for example, one of them is about burnout
Ah.
and accepting help. One of them is about taking off your armor when the things that you learned as defense to is no longer needed, but still keeping it at hand in case things ever come up, but not making that like the thing that you're always carrying around and burdening yourself with. And one about how it's okay to learn lots of different things, and you don't have to just focus on one thing in your life, because we've got a lot of your last guest was talking about the grind and everybody just pushing for making money, and so that concept of master jack of all trades, master of none. Really, that's not what the whole thing is, but kind of bringing it back to just because this is all you see of somebody, they have so much more that they probably do and know, and people don't have to be a master of something the way that we view it. It's what they're capable of. So it's a little hard to put into words without giving too much of that storyline away. But so that's some of the stuff that I've been sideline working on that's Basil related that nobody knows about. And I'm hoping that maybe by May I will have a rough version for you guys.
Yay!
So
something to look forward to for Gathering 6.
I meet with the illustrator in January.
Yay!
Okay, so we're gonna take these lines and which order do you want them stacked in? So that you just start your lines.
About here. Start with that one.
And then gold or the light.
Light.
Okay.
Gold.
Okay, so because of the size of these, we're gonna go ahead and cut these so they stack a couple different times, and we're gonna make some rows. So we go like this.
And then smush them again.
Well, first thing we want to do is go ahead and roll them like this. We're gonna smush them into lines there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a different version. And let's see, other things.
So, for folks that have tuned in that have never been to a gathering, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay. So, if you've ever been to any other type of event like these that are similar, they have people walking in the lanes with you that are kind of character actors. Sometimes it's still the people who are on stage walking around in character, especially like the washing wenches. And that's called working the lanes. And that's one of the things that I do just kind of in general. At a lot of places, but now at the gathering, and not for Legacy because I'm going to be busy playing D&D for part of it.
Enjoying yourself,
Yes.
as you deserve to.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're just going to twist.
Oh.
And we're going to twist like this just so that we get that little circular.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to go like this and you're going to roll it. And then you're going to keep twisting that. And so next, so at major gatherings, I have what's called my Hobbit Hill or my Hobbit Hole, where because my character has had some interactions with the doctor, he gave me half a TARDIS because that's all halflings need. And I basically have my Hobbit Hole open up into an area so you can see into my kitchen and my living room a little bit, so you can see my children's books that are available for all of our storytellers in case somebody is having a day where they don't want to improv or can't remember what they're doing, or maybe we have just somebody who wants to tell a story that just wants to help, and we've got stories.
Yeah.
So we have my library and comfy chair and things like that, and then I kind of do a little show. It's Basil's big not a stage show because I don't want a big stage show yet. I'm not ready for that. I'm just kind of figuring it out. But it is a lot of telling my stories, seeing a lot more of the props that I can't carry around. Most of my props either are story or pun related. So what's in my apron, people don't often see because I only get so long with you. But if you come to one of my shows, then you get 20 or 30 minutes of jokes and sometimes songs and really kind of depends on the day of what story I'm telling, what costume I'm wearing kind of determines the theme of the day. Maybe you'll learn about how I ended up on a pirate ship, or maybe you'll learn how I ended up with the Vikings, or maybe you'll hear about the time that I went to the fairies, or went to Neverland, or different adventures that Basil's been on. And so I basically do that. I interact with people, and I give out spoons, and you can join the spoon army.
Yeah.
So.
And well, one of my favorites that you were saying earlier was you were telling Chammers, who Chammers is one of our other gathering vendors. Basil said, "Mr. Deluxe."
Hold on, let me do this some justice.
Yes.
Mr. Deluxe, oh Mr. Deluxe, I can't wait to see you. I became a knight.
It's the Mr. Deluxe. Mr. Deluxe. I love it. I love it.
That apron is very popular. So
yes.
The joke is,
hi, Bacon.
Oh, hi, Bacon. I didn't even see who it is. I can barely read. Is that? And Nate said something. Entertainer in this. I can't read all of that.
A true entertainer in the situation and is awesome.
Thank you, guys. I can't even hardly read those. This is far away. I totally lost the words.
Improv?
No. What was Bacon saying? Totally missed it. It scrolled.
Oh, the bag. It's like a Mary Poppins bag.
So it is the apron of holding. Never give a seamstress Time Lord technology, because that's how you end up with an apron of holding. I am actually in the works of getting model number 2, because that was just the first time that I'd ever come up with the idea, And now that I've worn it for a while, and the 30 to 50 pounds of spoons kind of has taken its toll on it, it's time to figure out what I'm doing next. So when you feel good about that,
Okay.
and you can roll it into a snail, and we're basically just kind of mixing all the colors together, and you'll see what happens.
Gently.
Yes. We're not trying to smush them into a new color. We are trying to get the swirl effect.
Okay. Also, chat, to me, it looks like I'm just petting Basil. I'm not. I'm rolling this on a table.
I do have a box on my lap.
Yes.
We need a flat surface.
Well, now it makes me want to like do something different. I don't know. Looks kind of cool. Yours looks cool.
So this is what we start with, and then when I cut it open, this is what's on the inside.
Yummy. That reminds me of Superman ice cream.
I've done several batches of different things in Superman ice cream color before, so I'm not surprised that you say that. We actually tried to sell some dice in that, and it did not sell very well in Colorado. Nobody
Really?
knew what it was. Yeah, I sell dice too.
I remember, yes. Okay, so would you like to share for the class how you got into the cons, all of this stuff?
Okay, so we want angel lore. Okay.
Yes, angel lore.
Well, let's see. So the Comic-Con probably was the first thing besides just going to Renaissance fairs for my whole life, dressed up as whatever, and taking my kids to Renaissance fairs. And one of my friends is a dice maker, and she's really good at making dice, but she's really horrible at selling herself. And so one day she asked me if I would mind running her Comic-Con booth, her first year at Comic-Con, and helping her with dice sales, and I had decided I would do that in character in another OC. And I'm not going to do this as loud as I do when I do it at Comic-Con, but it does halt people. Some of you have heard Basil be very loud. Braxel can be very loud too. So Braxel does pretty shiny math rocks. Pretty shiny math rocks. Come get your pretty shiny clicky clack math rocks here. And I yell that all day long. And I'm a barker. Little while after that, my youngest became an adult, and I stopped having to worry about, being a parent at a Renaissance fair. I got to be myself at a Renaissance fair, and my adult child could take care of themselves. And I had started playing D&D with a couple friends of mine, and making a character that we decided was a halfling that, we got all the backstory for Basil. And we had a concept for a giant spoon, which, I should have brought it in from the car.
They'll have to wait to see it.
Well, not the giant spoon, what it should have been, or what the final concept spoon shape. So what you guys know is not the final form of my spoon. And so
This isn't even its final form.
no, it's not. There is a knit form being made right now. Somebody is crocheting. Somebody is crocheting a giant spoon for me, because this Comic-Con does not like me bringing in my metal spoon. So I started going to the Renaissance fair as this character when I got the giant metal spoon. And people ask where the giant metal spoon came from. And it was an beginning spell gone wrong. I wouldn't be able to tell you where I got it anyway. So just as a case of, I don't know where it's produced. It's I got it on the market of place, and I couldn't tell you anything other than that. So
The market of place.
yes, and so or the place of the market. Ooh.
She turned out cool.
Now are you ready to cut? Oh, you did. You got it. You pressed it. Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Now, you ready to cut inside this and see what it looks like?
Yeah.
You're like excited.
Yeah.
Like a little kid.
Ooh. Okay.
Almost makes you want to grab one of the feather forms, doesn't
I know, I might.
it?
Okay, so this is what it looked like because I didn't cut it in half. Ah! We'll zoom. But this is what it looks like on the inside. Super cool colors. Hi, Allie, love you.
I can't even see all who's in here. So I took the giant spoon that was given to me as a Yule gift by my boyfriend, the introvert that some of you have met, and went to the Renaissance Fair and had a kid who could not have been more than 4 years old, probably like younger, stopped me and asked me why I had a giant spoon. At least I had enough of the character to be able to answer that question. And then he kept asking questions and more questions.
They always do.
They do. And the dad actually started getting apologetic. I'm like, it's okay, you know, but at least 5 minutes of questions. And I realized I had built a lot of character in that 5 minutes. And I decided to come back. I was encouraged to come back. I was actually encouraged to audition for my local fair, my local Renaissance fair. I did audition and then was not accepted. Now, before I knew for sure that I was not accepted, I knew I was not accepted. I just knew it. And so I had told myself that if I don't get into this fair, I'm going to go to the gathering because I had been following Tank Tolman. And I saw when he talked about Gathering 2. Gathering 3 was coming up, and that was I'm going to go meet Mr. Tolman. Go do the thing. And I came to the gathering, and I had no idea what I was in for. What did we make? Ooh, a mermaid.
Yeah.
Nice. Those are going to be really cool.
Yeah. So Tank was the reason that you came to the first gathering, but that wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been turned down. So I always love whenever Archewolf. I always love when you have those stories of, oh, I didn't get accepted into this, but instead I was able to do this thing. And I mean, the fact that you came to Gathering 3 changed a lot of things.
It changed everything. And I straight up tell people that changed the course of my life. And things have not been the same. I have friends that I would not have. I have people who I never would have met that I care about, that care about me. I have the greatest party to go to twice a year. Like really, the most fun. And additionally, in a safe environment where I know some places aren't necessarily a safe environment. And I know that we do work very hard to make sure that our events are safe. And it feels good to know that I can tell my family that I want them to come to this and not have to worry about something.
Yeah. I'm sure that's something Tiny can 100% relate to, because I think it was when she brought her kids down for G5 that she was like, I wanted them to meet my tribe. And that's how safe it is. It's safe enough that you can bring your babies and your babies can meet your friends, and it's kind of a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I got to meet your baby. One of your babies.
My baby who's an adult.
Yeah.
And my friends here at the gathering this time are gonna get to meet my youngest. And yeah, it's a thing where I wish that I had met you guys earlier. It's been the greatest thing ever. I am excited to talk about one other thing that I've been doing in the world. So some of you don't know about the parkour gym. Some of you do. My boyfriend and I, he's a parkour instructor where we're at for one of the local gyms. But the gyms where we're at are really kind of geared towards children getting a once or twice a week 1 hour class or 2 hours a week at most, and really not having open gyms and teaching stuff that where the kids really are standing in line for a lot of time, and it's really not as instructive for some of them as it could be. And they're also in areas a lot of times around this country where you're paying for a premium for gymnastics for people who are competing in gymnastics competitions. It's expensive. It's a lot. So knowing that the history of parkour includes children of people who escaped being forced into wars. They were conscripted soldiers of foreign wars who ran away to France, and they had families, and they did not have enough money for their kids to be part of sports, so they made their own sport. We call it parkour. They used guerrilla warfare to learn how to traverse all through Paris. We embody that spirit of everybody should have access to parkour. It should be something everybody, from the time you're out of diapers until you're in them or dead, like your whole life. And it's not just doing flips. It's not just jumping these huge crazy gaps. It's anytime you play the floor is lava, or need to step over something big, or it's like basically lunge jumping to get past the crazy water that just sprung up because the whatever. Doing that successfully, or being able to land or fall without hurting yourself, that's all parkour. And so we are developing a gym that is not going to be super expensive. We're modeling it on the concept the YMCA does, where with income ratio stuff, we are working on having donations and sponsorships, trying to help support our lower income kids, as well as having what we call guild wars. Now, this is the part where it gets to be D&D. So we have guilds. Guilds allow us to, if you join a guild, everybody in that guild has a discounted rate because it's a group rate, but the guild is your support system. And they come to your leveling up ceremonies, because you have to level up your skill tree in order to get your next level to learn your stuff.
Right.
We have 4 different tracks, so like classes, dog, cat, monkey, and bird, and they're the styles of parkour. If you look at people's movements, how somebody goes up or down from something, all tracks into one of those 4 styles. And then guild wars are the leveling up ceremonies, and it's called a guild war because the guilds will be competing for who can get the most coats for the coat drive, who can gather the most cans of real food, not just people getting rid of their beets, but who can gather the most food for the food drive. When we do the fundraiser drive, which guild, and so getting them to really kind of compete and work towards putting stuff that goes into the community, because we're trying to build our gyms in communities that need that are lower income areas where they can't bus all the way to us. We should be coming to them. And so those communities, especially the low income communities dealing with food, if we want kids to come to our gym after school and we're expecting them to perform like an athlete, we have to make sure that they're fed. Some of them aren't going to be eaten all day except for lunch. So we're planning on having a food pantry in our gym for the kids, specifically to access after school. And once we get big enough, having a food pantry for the kids and their families that are part of our gym. Our gym is for everybody of all ages, so we are hoping that if a kid joins, that their parents become part of it too. In fact, if your kid is small, the parents have to be involved, because it's important. They need to know how to teach too. They need to know how to encourage their kid to play on a playground, and know that if the kid falls, they have the skills, or they can talk their kid through how to do something because they've been in the class with us. Well, we guide them teaching their child. And so rather than it just being like a daycare and a bunch of kids just standing in line or a bunch of kids just running around screaming during class time, everybody's learning. And then open gym, they can go out in the open gym and their parents know it's safe and they can go do stuff, or they can take it outside and go play outside. Because how many kids, I don't know about out here because it's nice and country out here, but where we're at, kids are just afraid of the sidewalk. Like, and I do live in the state that has the highest what is it called when people go on vacation? Destination
Snowbirds?
vacation? No. Outdoor enthusiast destination vacation states. Like, we have it all, and we have millions of people, and our locals are terrified of doing anything and falling and getting hurt. And that includes our adults. So we really, we're looking at the whole community, just trying to help. I was a single parent, low income, didn't have a lot where I could take my kids and do stuff. Our community that we grew up in didn't have activities for my kids. And so we're just kind of taking notes from all of the things that I had to deal with and all the places that successfully allowed me to have my kids in activities at least a little bit. Like the Skate City Summer Pass for $5, buy the pass at the beginning of the summer, and $1 a session. So for $6, me and my kid could skate for 6 hours.
That's amazing.
And so we're kind of doing things like that. If you don't have a membership over the summer, your kids can still come if they pay this low rate. And that's the stuff that kind of the nonprofit is geared towards. And we're working trying to get our actual nonprofit status. What it takes to get a nonprofit status, a little bit harder. But yeah, I should say our whole concept for our gym is you are in a video game or some type of game. We have cityscape all the way to naturescape. We have tree climbing, windowsills, balconies. We have the plans for one of them being basically the size of a car sideways. So the question is, because where we live is a lot of driving along the side of mountains and cars in ravines a lot, if your car fell down the ravine and was on its side, could you get out of the vehicle? All the people who are like, I'm too old to do parkour. Well, we have reasons for you to come. I also am the oldest of the group, so I'm working on the broken people's parkour. I'm disabled vet, so it's what can people do to modify these things, or how do we just keep ourselves fit and basic fitness so that we can be functional. So that's what I've been up to, besides the craziness that I don't even want to talk about. But I am so thankful for everybody who, when I do get online, I'm like, hey, I'm alive, and this is the brief of what's been happening. This community, there's a reason I drive 1,500 miles one direction to come out here twice a year. And having people who go, oh, you need a place to stay? Come on, we got you. Having people who go, you're going through some shit, we got it, we understand. Sorry, Basil doesn't cuss, so that's probably a shock.
I think you can on the live.
I know, but it's probably a shock for a few of them. I don't know if any of you have ever heard me say those words.
Sharky wants to know if you can take donations to help with this goal.
Okay, so yes, we can. We're working on finishing up the website. We're working with Zeffy, which is a non-profit partner that is kind of like GoFundMe, but instead of taking a percentage of our earnings like GoFundMe does, which really sucks, they just, after you donate to us, they'll say, they'll drop you to another page that says, would you like to donate $1 to help fund us being able to support other nonprofits? We're finishing that up, but if you go to pureparkourinc.org,
Come here.
that is the website. And we are actually working on finishing up I need to talk to a metalsmith. I don't know who's going to be the best one for this. We just had the idea for our tree for having people buy a leaf plaque when they donate X amount. If you don't want merch and you don't want a discounted access pass, then you can buy a leaf and get put on the wall permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of the things actually at the gathering. I was like, I know lots of people who could make stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk and see who wants to be the person that we contract with, because we don't believe in large business stuff as much as possible. All our contractors are going to be local, local businesses that are small business contractors. And we believe in supporting small businesses. So we will be, I will be doing a full thing. In fact, so here's a surprise. My introvert is coming out this weekend for the gathering. I'm so excited. And he's available for people who want to learn a few things. And I hear Mr. Mossy Socks is coming to gathering, right? Maybe. So, anybody who wants to join in learning how to do a wall flip, because I have a very, very wonderful vision of having a bunch of Vikings doing a wall flip off of a shield wall. And we've been discussing, and we'll be discussing further with people, the possibility of having some level of parkour castle crashers course, storm the castle style something. If I can convince Ian to come out and come to events, and we can get everybody signed off and Norris and Allie say yes, and there's no issues with it, that's a thing that we're looking at, just because Ian really enjoys the event, but parkour is the only time he doesn't feel weird interacting with people. So, and he thought it was a great thing when I told him about it. So, we'll see what everybody says. I know it's just kind of springing it on Norris and Allie. I mean, I've texted about it, but we've not got to talk. But he is coming out this weekend. So if you see him, then that's a thing. Like, hey, teach me how to fall down. Teach me
how to fall. Not Dougie. We're not doing the Dougie here. We're falling down. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to fall down. Teach me how to fall down.
I wouldn't even have remembered all
Help,
that.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Not with parkour.
I teach the how to get up, in fact.
Nice.
Using jujitsu, but
Yeah, falling down on purpose.
Oh yes, absolutely. We teach stunt work.
What is the artwork on the wall? That is a painting that my grandmother did. That is a letter that my mom wrote to my grandmother. That's another Nana painting. My grandmother was a painter. She learned from a guy back in the 1950s who was traveling through town, and she learned oil painting, and she was really good at it. No Cotton Eye Joe involved. No, not for you. Especially for you, Tiny. No Cotton Eye Joe. I'm sorry, baby. You know about that?
No.
The Cotton Eye Joe took her out. Her knee just went, and she went down.
Oh no. No, that's bad.
I'm naturally talented at falling over. From now on, I will be yelling parkour every time.
So
please do.
Absolutely. And in fact, so it's all about how you land it and how you get up afterwards. But we get that all the time, people yelling parkour every time they see us, but very legit, like I'll be doing something and I'll jump over a little thing and go parkour because that's what I'm doing. And we are acknowledging the fact that people don't know what parkour is, so we are doing it. Yes, have fun, please. It used to be annoying, and now we've just kind of leaned into it.
I love it. And that is amazing what you're doing with the gym and with parkour and everything. So with your background, because you have such an eclectic background, like I have learned so much, and genuinely, she kind of had the childhood that I wanted, which was to be a cowboy
In the summers.
In the summers, yes. Would you like to share a little bit about that?
Okay, so most of my family's from Montana. And I spent my summers in Divide up in Charcoal Gulch for at least one person who should know where that is, and in Wise River up Jerry Creek. Again, should know where that is.
Right.
And
up the creek.
Well, no, up Jerry Creek specifically. But I had a grandfather who had property that was handed down from my great grandparents, his wife's parents. So the property has been in my family for multiple generations, and they have barely electricity, outhouses, and wood burning stoves, and the summers were spent getting up, well, once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on the timing, was the cattle drives to either take cows to summer pasture or take them from summer pasture to fall pasture. And getting up at so early in the morning that in the middle of summer we have frost on the windshield and basically frozen ice on some stuff, and you leave your water out, it is frozen. And gather the horses and have first breakfast, gather the horses, get them ready, take them to the rancher's house that we're driving for that day, have second breakfast, which is the spread, eggs a zillion ways and every breakfast meat and all the waffles and pancakes and toast and butter and jam and all the juice and milk and everything, and everybody eats, and then you make your 11 Z's for your saddlebag, and you go hop on your horse, or you take your horse to the spot where we're gathering the horses or the cows up. You hop on your horse, and everybody goes in different directions, and you all start bringing the cows down out of the mountains, and then we drive them on the highway for 10 miles or so. And then we take them off the highway and we take them to lunch pasture where the cowgirls, the ones who brought the food, or did the food, brought all the lunch. We ate lunch. So what are we on, meal number 4?
Mm-hmm.
And then we saddle up the horses, recinch them and go round up the cows again, and they clean up all of lunch, and we drive the cows up the mountain or down the mountain, whatever, wherever, depending on the week. And then the cowgirls all meet us with the trucks for every rancher. We've made sandwiches, so we have after lunch we have high tea in our saddlebag, and then we have is it dinner and then supper, or supper then dinner?
That's a great question. Chat, is it dinner and then supper, or is it supper and then dinner?
I always forget the last couple meals. I always forget the specifics of what they're called. But so we have a nosh, and then we take the horses home and have a last meal after we put the horses out. And the other days I'm whacking weeds that are this tall, or walking onto the property up the creek from ours and going under the fence and kicking some rocks that my grandfather says, kick this one over here and kick that one over there and move the water. I can't wait to see what Archaea Wolf says about me kicking the rocks to move the water. And that was some of my summers. And yeah, my parents were both. My father and my stepmother were both officers, so I moved around a lot. And my mother, for a while, was a missionary, and so she moved around for a while, and so I did adventures with them. And I've been in schools all over the country, and went to school in Southern California. Went to Los Al High School when it was the High School of Performing Art, or High School of the Arts, Orange County High School of the Arts.
Wow.
I was not in it. My sister was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make their cutoff for art.
Ah.
But yeah, can you believe between me and my sister who went through all of the acting and singing and all the professional all the classes and guess who's doing acting for a living?
Well, now what does she do for a living now?
She is a trauma-informed therapist.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. So I have two adopted nieces, and when they got adopted, my sister and my brother-in-law realized trauma does a number on you, and that they were not prepared exactly, and realized that there's not a whole lot to prepare foster parents for trauma responses in children. And so they started working on that, and so she's in Los Angeles doing that. And I mean, she still likes to sing and sings opera when she can, but I don't think she does anything. I don't think she's gotten to do anything in a long time. So, but yeah, I was in the military, was here over at Fort Campbell. In fact, that's where my youngest was born. And went to Korea, was at Carson. Up until the gathering, the furthest east I'd ever been was for basic training at Fort Jackson. And I'd never, and then when my son graduated from basic training at Fort Jackson, coming out again. So, yeah, I've just kind of done a lot. I was a medic. I've been a waitress. I've done a lot. I don't know. It's not like super impressive. It's just a lot.
It's a wide variety.
Yes.
And you talked a little bit about the voice acting, and I know we've talked a lot of voice acting stuff. So what can you share about voice acting, and for people that are curious about creating their character? Do you have recommendations on where to start?
For me, the first and easiest thing for creating a character is, what's the gimmick? Like, the spoon really made the character for Basil. The whole why does Basil have a giant spoon led to all the story. And that's all the props lead to stories. So it's what's the visual, what's the gag, what's the thing that draws people's attention is going to be the easiest thing you're going to have answers to. And so figuring out those answers really gives a good story. I have also incorporated my life into the stories. So, like the story about how I went to a night at Tortuga, and when I came out to my dinghy, the oars were gone, and it took a whole month for my oars to get replaced. Was when I went to a night at Tortuga event, and I came out and my ignition was gone out of my vehicle, and it took a whole month for them to repair it. And so I kind of changed that, and my character plays houses and humans, so as Basil, I can talk about things that have been going on in the real world as D&D, which just kind of gives, again, it's a little more character building, but it's like using my real life. So, latest thing. Oh my goodness, my GM has been trying to kill me the latest session of our houses and humans. There's some kind of dust in the air. He says it's going to take 20 to 30 years. an asbestos spill. You know, I'm making the best of it.
When you fight the bad crap with humor, you win.
Yes. Yes, that's why people with trauma make jokes, and that's why
Yes.
medics will stand outside the ER and bust the worst jokes ever and hope the family is not walking into the dead body.
Yes.
Sorry, that was my medic in me.
No, but that's accurate though.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, that's kind of me. I know that people, like, all the way from the beginning, people have been chatting and I haven't been, hi everybody, I haven't been looking, I can't see them all. So I don't know if we've missed stuff. But
Real life, you can change and manipulate and destroy and lure. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say earlier. Is that one of the things that, because I'm a self-published indie author, and by the way, I will have my first available, like, official book at Gathering Legacy. Just confirmed it this morning. They're gonna have it ready to print and it'll be ready to go. So the Resurrection Curse and Other Tales will be available exclusively at Gathering Legacy on Saturday. I'm only gonna have 50 copies this time.
49.
Well, I got 10 for friends and family.
Okay.
So still 50. Still 50, yeah. So, but the thing for me that is the most reassuring as a writer is that Ernest Hemingway said something along the lines of good writing comes from the truth. So when you tell the truth, you're really, that's where your writing should come from. So a lot of the things that I've written about have been things that have happened to me, my interpretation of them, because I've done a lot of mental health work for myself with different therapists over the past almost 10 years now. And I feel like the process that I have now to translate that trauma into something that's a creative piece, I feel like is healing.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like art is something that gives that to you. It's healing.
That's what they keep telling me. You guys keep calling this art. I'm crafting. I don't know what you guys are talking about, art.
Well, it's art when you put on your character and when you go and not everyone can do that.
Okay.
That's very difficult.
I will accept that.
Performing art.
Yes. You're asking about the voice acting stuff
Yeah.
specifically. So again, really, I just kind of look at characters. What's it say?
I won't be there, but I will make sure the Red Artisan gets me a copy. Aw, that's so sweet.
Yay.
Thank you.
Sorry
Yay,
you're not
Brad.
going to be there, though.
I know.
Gonna miss you, Sharky.
Thank you for sending Brad in your place, though. Brad from the Red Artisan
Yes.
Company is coming.
Yes, but still gonna miss Sharky.
Yes.
With the voice, the voices really is just kind of, I look at the characters. That's something that Ian doesn't understand. I really don't understand. I just kind of make the voices happen. But people wanting to know about getting into it, I get that a lot. If you don't have a studio quality microphone, not with a USB hookup, but with an actual going through an audio board, do that or hire a studio. The good thing with hiring a studio is you get people who are skilled at audio mixing, so that you're not having to worry about sound pickup and things like that. I'm lucky. Some very good friends of mine. So you guys are my tribe. And then I have my Coven family up in Washington, who I've known since my youngest was 2. I've known several of them since before my youngest was born.
Wow.
My oldest. Mm-hmm. Since before my oldest was born. One of them has a studio in his basement, so I go up to Washington when I can manage to, and we do audio recordings. I do have things in the works of making audio recordings for some of Basil's shows so that I can have guests come and pantomime their part in my shows when I'm telling stories about them, like Captain Moss can come in and pantomime for his story because he's the captain. I'm on his ship, and then really there the Cabbage Man from Avatar. The Cabbage Man, because he
Oh,
was the
can you
voice.
tell that story?
Well, I will in just a second.
Okay.
He's the voice for the animation, and he was the actor in the TV show. They did cast him for both, so that was really awesome. He says the Rob Paulson School of voice acting, voiceover something. So Rob Paulson is from Pinky and the Brain. He's total Gen Z millennial voice actor. If you hear him, you'll know him.
Mm-hmm.
And he teaches a voice acting school, and that's the one that was advised to me by an active voice actor. So the Cabbage Man's the sweetest. He is really, really wonderful. So if you saw my Not a Big Stage show that was under the pavilion, you may have seen my cabbage, and sometimes at various events you may have seen my foam cabbage. And
I'll be right back.
yeah, and that was something that I bought from the Cabbage Man at a Comic-Con. He sells these at Comic-Con, and he sells them for $60. That's my boyfriend. I love you too, Ian. My introvert got on. Hi, everybody. You get to see him. You think $60 is kind of a lot for a foam cabbage until he tells you that 100% of all proceeds from each Comic-Con go to that city's food bank. So we are donating to our food bank, and he gives us a cabbage and signs a little sticker. And he is super, super nice. Everybody on the Avatar cast, like, they're all really, really awesome people. They're really nice. Dante was terrified of girls at school, and he's grown up into a really gentle human being of a man, and which is really nice to see that, somebody who was famous by the time he was 17 managed that well, and that's part of his family probably. And I'd say I've been lucky because of Comic-Con stuff. I get access to people. We give them dice and they talk to me. So, and I don't know. They were just neat people. So I don't know. I'll wait for Katie to get back because I don't know what else to say. Because I'm gonna get this though because I want to make some feathers out of this.
Sorry.
It's okay. I know you had to go help the youngling.
Yes. So, let me see. Also, on that note too, we've been plotting some exciting things for Gathering 6. And there's going to be a lot of big changes for G6. But one of the biggest changes is going to be an expansion of the guilds. And we've kind of been talking about having Basil's Encampment as the Storytellers Guild. And we've been talking about having storytelling be at that encampment. And also having more children's activities to do with the storytelling aspect as well. And hopefully my character can interact with your character.
Yes. Yes.
Which will be super fun, because we were in the world of the Resurrection Curse, people come back from the dead and possess their descendants. So for example, my great grandpa could come back and possess my body, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. Great grandpa's in control of the wheel. So I think the joke was that the time that Basil got possessed by their ancestor.
Yeah, well, so the I don't remember quite all of it, but I oh my goodness, now you're putting me on the spot. I've been
Oh,
struggling with this one
no.
all weekend trying to remember because there was something specific to that one, and since then all
Okay.
I've been able to figure out is if it was just as Basil, I wonder if Bilbo Baggins was one of the ancestors.
Oh, I love that.
But if it was one of the turning my life into storyline, it could be, channeling my ancestors saying certain things type statements. I'm not, it's all.
Ian says, "Hi, Angel. I love you."
Yes, I saw that. I love you.
See you soon. That is amazing. So, talking about Gathering Legacy, which is coming up on Saturday. Those of you that are not in the loop, Gathering Legacy is a MMORPG D&D fantasy tavern that will have a mead garden, live music, live fire performances. Did I say mead garden? Because also we're going to have a mead garden. And also, did you know that there's going to be a mead garden? Because there's going to be a mead garden. And also, if you are not a drinker, Carolina Tea Company is going to be joining us as well. And, I mean, hello, tea and crumpets. We won't have crumpets, but we will have turkey legs. So you can shove some turkey meat in your mouth, go hang out in the mead garden, and go and do some D&D gaming.
JJ's got the best turkey legs.
Yes, he does. He does have the best turkey legs. Archeo Wolf, we're going to be streaming Friday night once the vendors are set up. And that'll probably be around sometime between 7:30 and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Mead Garden and Fire, yeah. So we will be doing a live stream from the gathering on Friday night. You'll have to stay tuned for the live announcement because as vendors are setting up, we're going to want to wait until, we can kind of like go and get everybody at once. We don't want to catch people mid setup. So, Norse Nally will be our host for that Friday night live as we go around and check in with all of the vendors. And on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will be going live from the kiddie pool to answer all D&D gaming questions. And after that, I will probably take a quick walkabout with you guys. So I can't drop an F-bomb, but if I would say F FOMO. No one's getting FOMO this gathering. Yay, yeah. Tiny. I will be loving you from afar. I have something special that I'm saving for you that I'm going to bring to you at Thanksgiving.
I'm sad that you guys aren't making it. Oh. Now I'm jealous that I have to go back. I don't even do, no.
I know. I know. You'll have to try. Or at least do a sniff test.
Yeah.
You can blame the government.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. Okay, so I got a question. I got to ask Archeo Wolf, when you said you went hunting up in those areas, are you talking up in Jerry Creek or Charcoal Gulch? And if you're talking Charcoal Gulch, is that before or after Bing? And if it was after Bing, that means that it was Jimmy and Audrey. Right?
Oh, I did see he mentioned going elk hunting earlier.
Yep, and that's what I'm asking him because he could have been up in the area, in the general area, or he could have had to go straight through one of our properties because in order to get to the national wildlife, like the national park that you could go hunting on, the road goes up from the highway up through our property, and we used to have to open the gates for all the hunters. In fact, the frozen elk that somebody cut the hooves off and took the heart out of, and then left up above my grandfather's property, and some guy came and told us, and we had to go drag it down, and it was frozen by the time we got to it. But yeah, we had a whole elk for.
Oh,
yeah,
that's That's amazing.
So.
Updates on the things you two are molding.
So you want to show them your things that you've pulled
Sure.
out, and I'm going to be pulling out mine here shortly. I just got to
So,
finish mixing these ones.
While we're showing off the little Sculpies, so Gathering Legacy will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until midnight, and I'll show off this one. See, doesn't it look like Superman ice cream?
Oh, hold on. Let me pop them out.
Ooh.
So
They can be all cute.
Yeah. So we have a little T-Rex.
Oh, a little T-Rex. Look at the little dinosaur. Yeah. It won't focus. Ugh, Ford Focus. Little T-Rex, little Stegosaurus,
And a Triceratops.
Brontosaurus. Oh, this is so cute. Yeah, these are adorable.
So y'all want to know where my Hobbit feets come from?
Handmade feet.
Yep. And then, what was that?
A feather.
And then there's...
There you go.
Did you get to show them your other feather?
Yeah. They look super cool.
Yes.
So Gathering Legacy. So I know you've kind of already answered this, but for you, what do you think makes the Gathering magic? Not Magic the Gathering, to be clear. You can sponsor us.
So I bet this is the answer you get the most is the people. It really is the community. My first gathering, I couldn't eat because I was between so excited and road sick and whatnot, and I was down in participants camp, and they made sure that I got fed and they took care of me when I wasn't feeling well, and that's just the participants. And then when I started to get to know people, and I came back the second time and was even more included, and again, people making sure that I'm taken care of. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just here. But it kind of, I don't want to say a family because it's different, because for me, family isn't necessarily a good thing. Family is what's forced on you.
Yeah.
But it's people who've accepted me, who love me, who actually care whether or not I make it home safe. You know, you guys follow my adventures for my travels when I post about it. This one was kind of a surprise. I wasn't telling people I was coming out this early or that I was here. I surprised Mama. She screamed. She screamed when she saw me. It looked like those homecoming videos or those videos on TikTok where Captain was hiding me, and then he moved out of the way and she screamed, and then just a big hug for like a whole minute. I was like,
Aww.
Nobody was recording it, but it was wonderful.
But you'll have that memory forever.
Yes, and that's the thing, is like it is one of those types of things. That's what I mean. It's like I've watched people have this all over my whole life, and it's here. I also think that the other big thing that's not specific to who I am as a person, but is specific to the event, is we are not the Renaissance Fair. And having grown up with Renaissance fairs and fairs that allowed more adult things when children were around than was probably appropriate, and didn't know when to tell their people that they were crossing a line. I really appreciate that Norris and Allie they don't want this event to get a name that is synonymous with don't leave your children alone, or don't leave your drinks uncovered, or you can't eat the food there because somebody might spike it. And there are events that are like that. And the fact that this is a safe event is the big, like, that makes a difference, and that is based on the people who are conducting it and the people building it and what they allow. And that's what makes this even more, besides the community part of it, for everybody across the board, this becomes an event that you can bring your family to, where it might, maybe you don't want to take your family to a place where you have to answer your 10-year-old what that joke means every 5 minutes. But they can come here and they can learn to sword fight or learn to do something fun or just run around and be kids pretending. And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just building a safe space for people to live.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Safe, inclusive, caring.
Yes.
That is exactly it. Tiny says, family is so difficult, but this community is so amazing. And Sharky says, it's family that you choose, not the one where you were born into. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment, Sharky. It's just really hard sometimes. Like, family's just a bad word. I'd rather say tribe.
Yeah.
And here's a rose I made just while we were talking, just pressing.
I like the gold.
Yeah, the gold and copper in that one's nice.
Yeah.
So these will get baked and get handed out and hopefully get baked. Got to get the toaster oven. That's been an adventure.
That has been, yeah. For Gathering Legacy, yes, tribe for always.
Yes.
For Gathering Legacy, people that might be meeting you for the very first time, what would you like them to know about you, or what would you like them to know about Basil? Or is there anything you would like them to...
I would say the biggest thing that everybody should know is if I don't have the spoon, I am Angel. When I have the spoon, I am Basil. So with the exception of Norse, who he and I have already discussed the fact that once you have a name, that's your name, because he doesn't do well with changing it. My friends call me Angel, and my fans call me Basil. That's up to you if you're my friend or my fan. Also, feel free to record if you post it. Just keep the audio off, make it small clips so that nothing gets put on to social media before we actually get our bit out there. I don't know. Basil is like 10% of who I am. And Basil is asexual, no children, straight from a monastery, kind of like a juvenile in Hobbit world.
Very
or young
childlike.
adult, just barely having gotten out of the world. I mean,
Yeah.
basically the same age as was it Frodo or Bilbo on their first adventure, was just barely, not even 40 or 50. Like,
Frodo was relatively young when
Yeah.
he went on his journey, although he was like in his 40s,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. So
But that's still considered young for a hobbit.
Right.
Bilbo was, I think, a little older.
right. I couldn't remember which one it was that was in their 40s. So yeah. So essentially, I'm Basil's young. I'm using the same age as my real life because that makes sense for Basil.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got kids, and not all of Basil's character is me, but Basil is 10% of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a cook in real life. I don't know what else. I don't know.
Here's what you need to know. There are so many stories that both Angel and Basil can tell you. So if you meet Basil at Gathering Legacy
Or any other gathering.
be sure to ask for a story and
Yes.
Be prepared to be entertained.
I try. What is it?
The honor and integrity you choose to take your people to is difficult, but we have found where we belong and feel comfortable. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because when you're around people that accept you for who you are, when you're good and you put good energy out into this world, then that's really where you find your tribe and where you find your good vibe and your energy. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you get to chat with Angel too, because it's very, very different experience. One of my favorite memories from Gathering 5 was we hadn't even, like, almost nobody was at the camp yet, and Angel and I were wandering around the camp, and she had gone to the bathroom, and I had walked down a little bit further, and I heard a great flapping noise, and I thought, oh my God, that is a giant bird. What the hell? So I turn around, and it's Angel flying at me at Mach 10 with her, like, pants and jacket flapping in the wind. Made the sound of a giant carrion bird. But she's so small.
That reminds me, if anybody has video of last gathering, when the call went out for, we need one more extension cord. So I'm sitting in Mama's camp, and the call goes out for, we need one more extension cord, and I go get it. Hex and I go to his tent. So we're all the way up at that corner where Hex and Twan were, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, and I've left my gear, the majority of it. I'm not going to carry the spoon for this. I'm not stupid. I left most of that over at Norris Camp with Mom. And I came running down the hill, down the side, through the people, all the way down into the pit, over to Norris. But the whole time was Lightfoot Basil.
When I tell you Basil can go Mach 10, where's Chalmers going, dragon, dragon? I found a dragon, Mr. Deluxe.
Hold on, he's going to be saying dragon this weekend.
We need to have you run past him several times. Be like, dragon, dragon. Dragon!
Hi, I'm Barry.
Oh God, I'm dying.
So things are going to get a little meta when I play D&D this weekend.
Yeah, y'all get ready.
You thought it was meta enough when I said Basil uses my real life.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, but before we start crying from laughter, do you guys have questions for Basil or Angel? And also, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm gonna miss everybody who can't come, and anybody who's watching this that isn't already like part of this, you need to come to one of these. What's it say? Oh, yeah.
I'm so sad I will miss it, but I can't wait for y'all to have so much fun.
We're gonna miss you too.
I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. I get to see her at Thanksgiving. So we'll be in New York.
Why do I have to live so far away? I know, Allie.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. This is an amazing group. This is an amazing family. This is an amazing event. It's not like anything anywhere else. If you think you know what this is, go check yourself. No. Really, it's not. It is. Lots of places can have community. I've never seen anything like this. So.
That's true. And that's a good way to put it, that lots of places have community, but not every place has what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I think if there are no more questions, I think we'll call it here. But
Yeah,
thank
how
you
long has
guys.
that been? I can't even see that.
79 minutes
Whoa.
and 50 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you for sticking around.
Yes. Bacon, a safe travels, friend.
Yes, I can't wait to see you. We'll see you on either Thursday or Friday. When do you get in?
That's a great question, Bacon. When do you get in?
Because I'll be picking Ian up on Friday.
Heck yeah. We will be, volunteers will all be at the camp on Friday for setup and everything. I think vendors are planning to get in around 6.
You get in Wednesday.
Me too.
Cool.
Heck yeah. Safe travels, everyone. Yes, Teeny. Love, love, love. Oh my goodness.
Hold on,
Okay. Yeah, we got to make the heart hand.
Mhm.
Except we get to make it IRL. I love it. Yay.
Love you too, guys. See you soon, Bacon.
Yes.
See you soon, everybody else.
Okay, love y'all. Bye.